Schwartz for the Philadelphia Business Leaders Series. My guest today is Eric Tobin, Director of Ballpark Operations and Events for Citizens Bank Park. Welcome, Eric.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks for having me.
Great to be here. So tell us about your career journey towards where you are now.
Well, my career journey actually starts when I was in high school. I played high school hockey, and our general manager of our team had just read an article in USA Today about a brand new major, sports management. It was very unique, and only a few colleges had it. And he actually said to me, when he read this article, it reminded him of me. So I actually researched the article, and I ended up becoming a sport management major and attending the University of Massachusetts at Amherst. While I was there, I was lucky enough to start an internship program here at the Phillies back in 1987. And I've pretty much been involved in baseball and operations since.
So in your position, what are some of your major responsibilities?
Most of our responsibilities revolve around the guest experience. People decide to come to a Phillies game, they get in their car, they drive down here, or they take the subway. From the time they park their car, walk off that subway, we want their experience to be world class. We can't control what happens on the field, but we can ensure that they have a great time when they're at the ball game. So I deal with the parking folks, police and traffic. We deal with our concessionaire Aramark, and we have thousands of employees that work here, both for the Phillies and Aramark on any given day, and making sure that all of those employees and all of those different services that we provide are top-notch and are world-class. So our guests, that's what they are. They're fans of the club, but they're guests when they're in the building.
So what role does special events play into the marketing plan for the Phillies season after season?
Well, special events here, there's really no limit to the type of event that we can do here. Obviously, we play 83 baseball games a year with our exhibitions every season, but we will do bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, birthday parties, corporate events, trade shows, and all of these go into helping market the club, but they also are revenue generators for the club. We have a lot of people that, even though it's our 13th year of operating the ballpark, we still have lots of people that have never been here. So they get the experience of the ballpark. One unique special event that we do, which is really shows people, shows their love of the Phillies. We've done hundreds of engagement photos over the years here of couples that want to come down, have their pictures taken at the ballpark, and use that as their announcement. And that just shows their love of the club. But I think it also opens people's eyes to, wow, the ballpark isn't just about baseball. We've obviously had the Winter Classic here, which was a huge event. We've got concerts every season. Obviously, we've got this year Billy Joel coming back. We've got Paul McCartney coming. We've done lots of concerts, and those are the big events that most of the people see. But as I mentioned, we do so many little small events, and it may be the person's opportunity to get here for the first time. And again, all of these are revenue generators for the club, which ultimately helps us as well.
Have you also had weddings here?
We have indeed had weddings here. Yes, we've had weddings right at home plate, where the bride and groom have exchanged their vows and have done the reception upstairs. I mean, we've done some incredible events. There have been some bar mitzvahs here that have had fireworks involved, and there's been some really, the sky's the limit, and the imagination, I guess, is kind of the limit into some of the things that we can do here, because I don't think we say no to any event that's asked of us. We say, give us some time to consider it. Let's take a look and see if we can do it. And again, we've done an incredible variety of events.
How do you feel these events enhance the experience for the fans?
Well, some of these events give our fans, give our guests an opportunity to see areas of the ballpark they would never really get a chance to see just coming to a game. We do tours every day, for example, where you get to see areas like the clubhouse. You get to go in the dugout, you get to see our media room, our press box, areas of the ballpark you would never see otherwise. You can come to a game, you have obviously access to the concourses and your seating areas, but a lot of areas you never get to see, you get to see during a tour. Some of these other events as well, Folks a lot of times just come to the ballpark and sit in their seat. So we try to use unique areas of the ballpark for some of these special events, and folks may get to see an area or be in an area like our Hall of Fame club that you may not get a chance to sit in there during a game, but we may have a meeting in there and you get an opportunity to experience that. That's something different than coming to a game in an area that might be unique to you.
What are some of the major challenges of your job?
Well, big challenges to the job are trying to keep people happy. We obviously have guests that are coming to the ballpark, and every guest has different expectations. We have some diehard fans that all they want to do is watch the game and score the game. We have other fans that are very casual. They just want to come and experience the social aspect. So our goal is to try to make sure that we're able to handle all our guests that come to the ballpark and take care of all their needs and make sure when they leave, win or lose, they've had a wonderful time here. We also have great staff. We have over 1,000 employees for the Phillies that work games, close to 2,000 that work for Aramark, and we want to just try to make sure that everyone here at the ballpark is happy. We are a small city on any given night. And in any small city, there can be issues, and our goal is to try to minimize those and make sure that people have a great time when they leave here at the end of the night and want to come back. So managing people's expectations and making sure that they're having a positive experience, that is the biggest challenge that we have here.
What is the best part of your job?
The best part of my job is I get to come to the ballpark every day. I pull into the ballpark, park my car, and I walk into the ballpark, and it's not an office building. It's a baseball field. I can look out, regardless, it might be snow on it, it's still a baseball field. And growing up a huge baseball fan, that's a unique perspective to look out. I don't have a window that looks out on the field, unfortunately. We only have one person in the entire organization who has a window onto the field, and that's our groundskeeper. But it's certainly easy enough to walk into the concourse and boom, there's the green grass of the ballpark. But the other neat thing about our job, work-related, is there really are no 2 days that are the same. It's very unique that every day there's something different going on, be it a special event, be it a unique team that's coming in here and different preparation for different opponents. Obviously some seasons are more crowded than others, so every day brings a different challenge, and every day is unique in its own way.
What advice would you give to a business student who wants to have a career in this space, in sports administration?
Well, any student that's looking to get into sports administration or in a career in professional athletics or any type of athletics, it's a much more diverse field now. When I was first getting involved, there were very few schools that even had a major sport management. Now, if you look around, I think there's probably very few schools that don't have it as a major. So the competition for positions is much more intense than it was when I was getting into the major, because again, it was a newer field. You need to make sure that you're very diversified, that you're taking courses that may be sports specific, but you have a good, strong business background. Make sure that you are getting to know your professors, you're getting to know mentors, because getting some help from your professors that are going to become mentors and help you. A lot of those folks have contacts in the sports industry and have the contacts that are going to hopefully help you land an internship or a position down the line. Don't be afraid to do any work that's asked of you at your school. If there's jobs in your SID's office that you can assist with, if you've got an arena on your campus that you can assist and volunteer or work games, the more you have on your resume to set you apart is going to help you. So start getting involved early. If it's volunteer work, whatever it may be, the more you can get on your resume, the better. And again, make sure your professors get to know who you are. If you can establish those relationships, personal relationships, mentoring is a very, very big part of it. And again, your professors in these colleges really, they are the keys to getting your foot in the door with a lot of the professional sports industries, and so a lot of the professional sports teams.
What kind of internships are available for the Philadelphia Phillies, or even just in this department?
Well, our operations department has one intern a year, and that hasn't always been the case. It's a newer revelation. We've just added an intern. We haven't really needed it the last few years, but we had a staff member that retired, and we've replaced them with an intern. But we do bring in dozens of interns every year. A majority of our interns start in our phone center and our ticketing areas. That's kind of the lifeblood of the organization. Our phones get all of the calls and questions about what goes on here at the ballpark. So getting our interns to understand how things work here and the ticketing system, that is really the basis of what happens here. If you've done one of those internships, those often can develop into a second year of an internship working in an actual department. We do have some other departments, marketing, sales, public relations, that use other interns, but they typically come from our general internship pool. So a lot of people get their feet wet here, learning the ins and outs of ticketing, learning the ins and outs of Citizens Bank Park, and then advance into another internship. The internship program is incredibly competitive. As I mentioned earlier, there are so many schools now with this major that we get thousands of letters looking for internships, and we usually have most of them filled more than a year in advance, because we have that many folks that are interested. Obviously in this area alone, we have a lot of colleges in Philadelphia that have the major, so we have lots of folks applying from the local schools, but we also have lots of folks nationally that are applying, because again, the Phillies are a big brand. Major League Baseball is an international brand, and we get folks interested from all over the country.
So this is for all the business students out there watching this. What is the major qualities that you're looking for when you're hiring interns?
Well, we're hiring interns. I mean, obviously you need to be a hardworking person. You need to make sure that there's nothing that's beneath you, and you need to do any kind of job that's asked of you. And some of us have done, I've started in the minor leagues. A lot of us have worked all over this organization in different capacities. So being well-rounded and hardworking is probably the most important. Don't be afraid to do things. There should be nothing beneath you, because you may be answering phones all day, and you may say, hey, that's really not what I want to do, but that's some of the tasks that you may have to do in order to advance. They may ask you to go set up chairs or pull a tarp if it need be, and you need to do that and make sure people understand, hey, I'm not afraid of any kind of work, because you really need to do everything in your power to set yourself apart, because there is so much competition for these positions in this day and age.
Thank you, Eric, for being with us here today.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome. Thank you for watching. I'm Brian Schwartz for the Philadelphia Business Leaders Series.